Hi, I'm Dr. Celia Williamson, and welcome to my channel. So, are you someone who has been passionate about helping survivors of human trafficking, survivors of sexual assault, earlier child abuse and neglect, domestic violence, and you've been going to workshops and you've been taking part in these human trafficking 101 presentations, and you're like, so what's next? Ready to do something to make that difference? Well, I'm glad we found each other, right? Because I have over 30 years experience working in this field, right? I'm also a university professor. I run a human trafficking institute, and I've done all the things, right? I've gotten the government grants. I've published the articles. I've written the books. I've done the direct services. I've developed programs. I've worked with survivors. And one thing I understand that there's a lot of people out there with passion and commitment, but guess what they don't have? They don't have time to read all the books, to go back to school and get all the degrees. They want to do the work. And you know what? You don't have to do all that because I've done that. And what I want to do is take you by the hand and walk alongside you and share what I know. But we can't do it in isolation. So, guess what? I built a community for us. Yes, I did. It's called the Emancipation Nation Network. And there are advocates in there and survivors in there from across the country and around the world who have the same passion and commitment that you have. So, this is your village. This is your tribe. These are your peeps. And they've been waiting for you. Because, truth be told, we can't do this work in isolation. What it does is it often causes us compassion fatigue, secondary trauma, when we don't have the support around us, when we don't have the evidence based tools we need to do this work, it can cause us to burn out. And when daily life starts to take over and we get involved in that daily grind, somehow in our heart of hearts, what we wanted to do starts to fade away. So I want you to connect back to what your passion was. You know, if you're a survivor who wants to help other people and that's your passion, let us nurture that and build the leader in you that you need to be to help other people. If you became a social worker, a nurse, an attorney, whatever it is, why did you do that? You did that because you really wanted to make a difference before the daily grind, before life took over, before you're like, well, I just got to pay my bills. Tap back into that passion because the reason you may not be moving forward is because you don't have the time it takes to become the expert by reading all the things and joining all the things. And what I'm saying to you is we've done that work for you and we have it laid out for you. In the network, we have webinars, we do live presentations, we actually have built full classes, right? So we can take you hand in hand, step by step, in how to work with survivors, how to change systems, because systems have often been barriers to survivors of domestic violence, to survivors of human trafficking and sexual assault. They often haven't been supportive. They've been barriers. So we have to be able to help our community of survivors around the world, but also help systems to be responsive in the way that they need to be. We have that laid out for you. So please take a look at my YouTube channel. Look around. I have lots of great content for you, but also consider joining the Emancipation Nation Network because your community's waiting, and I'm glad we found each other and you found your village. And you know what? Welcome home.